What's up, you guys? Thank you so much for the likes, the share. I probably always sound like I just went for like a 5K run on here. No, I just be transmuting so much energy that your girl be tired, bro. But I am here, okay? Striving to be here more often. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you guys so much for the likes, the subscribes, the shares, the follows, both here and Instagram and Threads. I appreciate all of you. I did create a GoFundMe because folks is trying to put me on the street. So, and I would prefer if that didn't happen. So if you guys can help out in any way, it is truly appreciated. Anything you can give is really, really great. Oddly enough, I feel fantastic. So 55 is significant, or 555 is significant. A lot of you can really be feeling the changes that are coming in now. Like, it's actually happening now, which is why, like, right now, my financial situation is probably the trickiest it's been in a while, but I have no anxiety whatsoever. And it's very interesting to see what life is like over the other side of that hedge, like where your nervous system finally starts to just meaning like you're not afraid, and you're also not 133, you're also feeling like you don't have to force things as much. That's a really nice place to be in. So a lot of you could be feeling that as well. Yeah, there's just been a lot of stuff coming up in the energy. I got a few downloads here. Take what resonates, leave what does not. 155 is also significant. You could feel like you finally jumped timelines, or your reality feels and looks completely different. I know 222 just passed. I hope everyone had a great day on 222. 211 and 212 could be significant as well. Yeah, you could feel like you've just gone through a final portal. And so it's kind of like your physical reality just has to catch up. And that's happening now for a lot of you. Even your algorithm, so like what you're exposed to online, what you see, what 234, what automatically pops up for you is definitely reflective of the life that you're creating or that you're stepping into, as opposed to the stuff you're leaving behind. So I recommend you, I mean, the weather is kind of crazy in certain areas. Get outside if you can. Practice adjusting to just relaxing and receiving. That's also something I'm practicing right now as well. Like being willing to accept things from people. A lot of you could feel like you've been in masculine energy for a long time. 311, whether you're male or female or whatever, right? Masculine energy in terms of having to take a lot of action, be very forceful, very aggressive with certain things. I feel like for a lot of you right now is about just laying back and letting things come to you, or being able to accept things when they're offered. Calming your senses. Yeah. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about ways you can do that. Of course, there's some stuff coming up in the background. I'm going to touch on it, because it's there, and then we'll see what else comes out. Okay. This is not going to resonate for everybody, but for those of you whom it does resonate, there's a strong energy of hostages escaping. So I'm hearing that I think it's the scripture says, here to set the captives free. So a lot of us have escaped certain toxic groups, family environments, whatever. 414. There were people that were remaining in those environments that have been fed a false story about why we left, who we are. 424. And a lot of those people began to develop negative perspectives of us based on what the people we left behind were saying about us. A lot of these people are waking up, and a lot of these people who were maybe already able to see that something was not what it appeared to be, those people are now feeling more comfortable leaving those toxic environments. So I'm getting, for a lot of you, You're not the only one that picked up on something. For a lot of you, you could be seen as like whistleblowers or like 505. Those of you that could see things that were toxic about certain situations that other people that were present were not able to see. You're not the only one who was able to see. You're just the only one who had enough, I guess, courage to speak up or to leave the situation confirmation. A lot of the people that were aware but afraid now feel that it's safe to exit now. I heard the light workers are showing up. So those of us that are kind of present in these spaces to bring light to certain situations, we are helping people free themselves, essentially. I just seen 543. So I'm getting that the divine wants us to know, like, keep up the good work, because this is not an easy job. This shit ain't for the weak, for the fearful. I mean, not fear is an emotion. Feel the fear and just do the thing anyway. 606. But I mean, you have to have a certain stomach for this type of stuff. Because yes, a lot of us end up being targeted. We end up being on certain lists. 616. It is what it is, right? But we're doing it. And sometimes it can feel like a thankless job. So I'm strongly getting that your ancestors, whoever guides you, your higher self, God, whoever resonates is behind you, supporting you. And you're going to see more of that support now that the people that have been blocking are out of the way. Blockages are being removed. And so these people that just want to kind of wedge themselves in between you and your blessings, they're being taken out. So you could expect to just get things from people randomly, people just being very kind. Suddenly things that seemed a little wonky, like for some of you, it is your finances, 7-11, opportunities, relationships. I'm going to talk about that in another video too, because I've been getting some energy as far as like romantic relationships, different things that have been coming up for some of you guys. Those things are just going to suddenly feel a lot lighter. You're not going to have as much weight on your back. The energy now is more so opportunity. So like, even if you were getting a lot of stuff about, what do I want to say? Even if you were getting a lot of posts on your feed that were like, kind of about how to help you get through hard situations, you might still see some of that, but you're also going to see like what happens next. Like ways to build your business, methods to develop your relationship or whatever. You're going to see the algorithm reflect back to you what your goals are and how to get there. 8-11. The magic is wearing off of you, off of like people on earth in general, and off of the people that were serving as flying monkeys. I seen a visual in my mind of someone standing before an audience, and they're not really feeling, the audience is not really feeling it. There's a strong energy of fear, resentment, and unfulfillment. There's someone speaking before a crowd, and the crowd is not engaged with what they're saying. I feel like a lot for you, depending on your situation, for a lot of you, this is a crowd that's been exposed to you and been exposed to whoever guides them or leads them. They know that what's been said about you is not true, or they know that however you're presenting compared to what these people are saying, there's something there's an energy of betrayal. They feel betrayed by people that they invested their time and their trust into. They feel like now you could be sort of a refuge, 929, to receive them now that they've awakened. So you could, okay, let's say you were part of like a group of some sort, a church, a community, a fraternity, sorority, a business partnership or group, whatever the case may be. You left people created a story to get the people remaining not to like you. Now the people remaining see that it would have been more lucrative perhaps to leave with you or to join whatever it is that you're doing, or they just realize that the people they're still attached to are not good people. Some of these people could be reappearing now. So if you have like a platform or some sort where you're talking about your situation, or you're showcasing your business or whatever it is that you're doing, people from your old community or environment could be just popping up randomly, leaving little comments, 1032, trying to test your temperature, see if you would allow them to re-engage with you. Some of them could be bringing old doctrines or old information from the previous environment to try to like get you, to try to bait you into responding to them, or to see if they can get your attention that way. Some of these people are testing. So some of these people have not fully detached from the false narrative about you. They're coming from the community to engage with you, and they're bringing all of that same arrogance and ignorance from their community and kind of vomiting onto your feed or in your comments so that you can see it and maybe argue with them or something like that, or attempt to prove them wrong. So you could be seeing that. You could be seeing people trying to DM you from the past environments. Some are trying to apologize. There's all sorts of ways some of these people that realize they were wrong are trying to re-enter. But yes, the magic is wearing off. I think because a lot of these people have been exposed to you, that's my cat, sorry. Because a lot of these people have been exposed to you and they've had the opportunity to see for themselves and to make comparisons, it's like something tastes off now. Something don't taste right in the soup, because you represent what something is supposed to actually look like. I think coming and meeting you and then going back and returning to what they've already been experiencing is kind of an underwhelming experience, or it's making a lot of people angry, because for some of them, they're taking it very personally that people withheld certain information from them and didn't give them the opportunity to form their own opinion. I'm getting a specific situation. 1237 could be significant. Somebody from an old community or environment was caught engaging with your content or watching you or speaking to you in person. For some of you, they've been caught by the previous community's leaders. So for a lot of you, again, there's this whistleblower energy or dissenter energy. You're part of a group, 303, you're part of a group, you disagreed with certain things, you left. Or there was some type of dispute, people started ganging up on you or bullying you or whatever the case was. Again, you're visible in some kind of way so people can see you and make comparisons. Someone who is part of a group where they were not supposed to or allowed to engage with you has been caught doing so, 1331. And this person is now being spooked or being threatened by higher ups or by a higher up in their community. There's a lot of damage control happening now, because I think for some of you, there was a point where a certain person or group of individuals was viewed as trustworthy enough that people didn't feel any sense of, they didn't feel tempted to even test what somebody was saying to them, because they just assumed it was correct. Once somebody saw that someone's not as solid or as moral as they like to paint themselves as, they decided, okay, it's fair that I go out and do my own research. There was a point where there was only like a few people doing that. Now that number has vastly increased. There's a lot of dissenters or people that are saying, oh, you know what? I think the collective was right. And that's showing up in different ways. There's people that are visibly afraid, uncomfortable. There's people showing bouts of anger. There's a decrease in attendance, like people that used to be committed to something or 144 or show up frequently. I just see 145 too. Change energy. Lots of 5 energy, change, transition. People that would be very invested in something, clearly showing signs of disengagement or lessened investment. I'm also getting that people are being more openly willing to show disrespect. There's not as much reverence being given because they can see through people that they've been following or listening to. I'm telling you, expect, if not already, expect some of these people to come around you and try to show camaraderie. Depending on your situation or how large this community is, whatever this community was for you, these could be people that don't even know you personally, but they've just heard the story or the lore concerning you. 546. Yeah. Confirmation. Put it this way, it is no longer considered cool or even wise to make mockery at your expense or to pick on you. That much is very clear. But somebody's definitely been threatened or pressured. It's kind of a situation where a person could be bad-mouthing or attacking you and then using you as an example for everybody else. Like, see, look what happened to the collective. This is what happens when you go against us or our authority or something like that. Maybe for a time that was effective because, again, while these people still had the amount of pull or influence that they had, that's declining, or they no longer have that at all for some of you. But also, your situation is visibly not as bad as they wanted to make it. So, for example, some of these people are witches or warlocks. Again, they like to attack your finances or your stability or whatever, or visible things like even your physical appearance, your health, what have you. I think that someone thought they would be able to bring you to a much lower estate than they actually were able to. So whoever you are, you're in a position where you can still speak. You still have all of your faculties, 7-Eleven. I think the goal was to actually knock some of us out. I'm saying us too, like as the collective in general, to like take people out the game. And it's like, okay, maybe you got a few hits financially, or for some of you it could be weight gain, or like, you lost a few opportunities. Compared to what the goal was, night and day. They were not able to accomplish what they actually wanted to do. So you're presenting in a way where you're still credible physically. Like, you don't look like, I hate to say it, but like, you don't look like what people would consider like a bum or something like that. But more importantly, beyond the physical, what you're saying makes sense. Because for a lot of you could be saying things that a lot of people already felt or believed, really wanted to say themselves, 808, but they didn't. Again, the fear, right? Whoever I'm talking to, you're a very courageous person, right? Like, you're the type of person that really gets through everything. And I think that intimidates a lot of people, but it also inspires a lot of people. And I think people who are now realizing they had no reason to really feel intimidated or uncomfortable about you, it kind of usually just swings the other way. Well, okay, I don't have a reason to dislike you, or the reason somebody else gave me to dislike you doesn't actually make sense, or it doesn't really apply. So now I kind of have to see how remarkable a person you are, because that's the only real alternative. Like, that's the thinking process of some of these people. Yeah. There's a lot of damage control, though. It's like somebody trying to contain. I don't know why I got marbles. Somebody's trying to contain marbles that are like falling out of a bag or a cup or something, and they're just going in every direction. So like, if somebody felt like they could press or threaten 2 people that were potential dissenters, or like try to put them back in their place, those 2 people have already told 2 other people. 929. And those people have told 3 other people, and so on and so forth. But it's like, you can't bully or intimidate everyone. And I think in a general sense, that's the energy, the people realizing that they have the power. Like, no, there's about 5,000 of us, and maybe like 10 of them. You know, it's a simple numbers thing at the end of the day. But again, fear has a hold on people. That's a very powerful energy if you know how to use it to keep somebody in their place. And a lot of these people, like I said, they're very powerful manipulators, or they work with energy very effectively as they can, considering the fact that the collective is still here. So, but I'm definitely seeing like the appreciation, like from the divine, from the source, from your guides, the universe. The algorithm is showing you love and support. I've seen 202, people from the past showing you love and support, wanting to come back around. New people that you're meeting. So all of the blockages, all of the things that made 2044 could definitely be significant. 2044. It's like the chosen going to the next level is what I'm getting with that number. I've been seeing that number a lot. But whatever was in the way keeping you from getting what you were supposed to have, or like the type of reality that was reflective of your internal. Because that's really what it is. A lot of us have spent years prioritizing other people, helping other people, showing love and support to other people. And our own situations were always kind of lackluster for a lot of us. 123, struggling or having to beg people for help, not having support. All of that is shifting out now. Yeah, so do something fun if you're able to, right? Try not to. I'm definitely getting that 141. Try to be in a light energy, right? Like watch a funny movie, go outside in the sun, just get some fresh air. We're shifting into a lighter energy. Work with the frequency of, I mentioned this on IG, work with the frequency of pink, yellow, orange, white. That's my daughter in the background. There's a lot of background noise, y'all. Yeah. Cleanse your space though. But just relax. Like I feel like for a lot of you, the energy is surrendering. You don't even really have to fight at this point. I definitely feel like a lot of these messes, 22, 33, are cleaning themselves up. Like the divine is stepping in on your behalf. You can kind of just put your feet up and enjoy what you've earned. So keep up the great work.